Hello and welcome to Express News with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you quick and crisp 100 news and updates from the country and the world in just 30 minutes. Let's begin. India's criminal justice system is undergoing complete overhaul with 3 fresh criminal laws replacing the full set of British-era laws, including the Indian Penal Code. Union Home Minister Amit Shah has said that the new criminal laws focus on justice. He added that 77 years after independence, the country has a completely Swadeshi legal system. Amit Shah also said that the first case under new criminal laws was related to a motorcycle theft and was registered in Madhya Pradesh. Both houses of India's parliament resumed their sitting on Monday. The ruling BJP started a debate of the motion of thanks on the president's address in the lower house. The Speaker of India's lower house of parliament, Om Birla, paid tribute to the late president of Iran, Ibrahim Raisi, and his entourage, all of whom died in a helicopter accident on 19th of May. A group of IAS officers of the batch 2022 called on the President of India, Draupadi Murmu, at the Rashtrapati Bhavan Cultural Centre on Monday. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed his deepest condolences to the family and friends of veteran Tamil National Alliance leader R. Sampanthan. India's External Affairs Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar visited Qatar, where he held talks with Qatar's Prime Minister Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani. India's Civil Aviation Minister Ram Mohan Naidu inspected a facility at the Delhi airport after a portion of canopy at Terminal 1 collapsed earlier. General Upendra Dwivedi took over as the India's 30th Army Chief. He was commissioned into the infantry of Jammu and Kashmir Rifles in 1984. Indian Navy Chief Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathi is on a visit to Bangladesh with an aim to strengthen bilateral defence ties and explore naval cooperation. An Indian Navy ship, Ranveer, docked at Chattogram in Bangladesh as part of an operational deployment. Indian multi-role stealth frigate INS Shivalik has reached Pearl Harbor in the U.S. state of Hawaii to take part in the Rim of the Pacific called RIMPAC exercise. A cycle expedition in India's Ladakh begins on Monday from Daulat Beg Oldi, which is located at an altitude of 16,700 feet. Delhi Lieutenant Governor Vinay Kumar Saxena inspected a parade at the parade ground in New Delhi. US-based Space Exploration and Research Agency and Blue Origin have announced a collaboration with India for a human space flight program. The number of patents granted in India has increased significantly. India issued around 1 lakh patents in the year 2024. 10 years ago, it was only 6,000 a year. State-backed oil marketing companies have slashed the prices of 19 kilograms of commercial LPG cylinders by 30 rupees per cylinder with effect from Monday. India celebrates National Doctors' Day on the 1st of July to acknowledge and recognize the invaluable contributions of doctors to individual lives and communities. Long-awaited Kupwara Lolab Road in Jammu and Kashmir has finally opened, much to the delight of the locals. Boeing has said that it will buy Spirit Aerosystems in a $4.7 billion deal following months of talks as it tries to resolve a corporate and industrial crisis. French technology company Atos has reached an agreement with a group of banks and bond holders on terms for its debt restructuring. Union representing Canada's WestJet Airlines striking mechanics has said that it has negotiated a contract with the carrier, ending their strike immediately. European stocks rallied on Monday, with French shares leading the way after the far-right National Rally Party scored historic gains in the first round of polls. Asia's factory activity expanded in June on solid momentum in the global economy and brightening prospects for semiconductor output. This was showed by the surveys. India's Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index or PMI has risen to 58.3 in June. The country also registered the fastest rate of hiring in 19 years. Indian stock indices have given a stellar performance in the June quarter of financial year 2024-25. Indian stock market capitalization increased by 13.8%. Monday is the 9th anniversary of Digital India, which is proving to be a milestone in India's progress. Goods and Services Tax Day is being celebrated in India. The GST was launched on the intervening night of 30th June and the 1st of July in 2017. Marine Le Pen's far-right National Rally Party scored historic gains to win the first round of France's parliamentary election. Thousands of demonstrators gathered in Paris to protest against the far right. Ahead of the 4th of July polls, UK opposition leader Keir Starmer has said that the progressive parties across the world have to understand the voters unaffected by mainstream politics. People in Uruguay voted in country's primary election ahead of October's presidential race. According to opinion polls, the left-wing opposition is edging ahead. Hungary has begun its 6-month presidency in the European Council amid serious disagreements with the European Union management on issues like migration. Russia has said that it destroyed 36 drones that Ukraine launched at 3 regions bordering Ukraine, while Kyiv claimed to have repelled attacks in Donetsk. Russian forces attacked Ukraine's 2 largest cities with missile fragments falling on a suburban Kyiv building. Calling for more better weapon system from allies, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said that Russia used more than 800 guided bombs on Ukrainian targets. North Korea fired 2 ballistic missiles on Monday. However, the second may have failed and blown up during an irregular flight. A United Nations-led 2-day conference of special envoys for Afghanistan from nearly 24 countries, including India, is underway in Qatar. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa announced his new government on Sunday, with the opposition receiving 12 out of 32 portfolios. Kenyan President William Ruto said on Sunday that he would uphold the rule of law and protect all citizens amid protests demanding his resignation. In Nigeria's northeastern Borno state, at least 18 people were killed and 30 others injured after a series of attacks by suspected suicide bombers. Three people were killed after a small plane crashed onto a motorway in northern French. The aircraft crashed after hitting an electric power cable. Myanmar arrested 11 people, including a Japanese joint venture official, for selling rice at inflated prices as the country's ruling junta struggles to stabilize the economy. Hundreds of ultra-Orthodox protesters clashed with Israeli police after Israel's Supreme Court ruled that the state must begin drafting Jewish seminary students into the military. Police in Argentina clashed with protesters who were demanding justice for a missing child. Demonstrators threw rocks at a hotel where the child's aunt was staying. Australia has more than doubled the visa fee for international students to rein in record migration that has intensified pressure on an already tight housing market. Japan's space agency successfully launched its third Stage 3 flagship rocket carrying a satellite that can monitor disaster-hit areas. It's now time to take a short break. We'll be right back.
agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Voice of a rising aspirational world. Stories of challenges, struggles and accomplishment. A world battling conflict, hunger and poverty. Embracing growth, development, science and technology. A voice of progress, a voice of unity. Watch Voice of the Global South with me, Akshay Dongre, only on DD India.
गर फिरदौस बर्रुए ज़मी अस्त हमी अस्तो हमी अस्तो हमी अस्त Jammu and Kashmir, nature's finest works. A land of verdant valleys, pristine lakes.
Welcome back after that short break. Let's continue with Express News. Torrential rain in several cities across India caused severe flooding, rendering some residents to turn out to boat services to commute in their waterlogged neighborhood. An avalanche occurred on Sunday morning in Chorabari Glacier adjacent to the Himalayan region in the North Indian state of Uttarakhand. The incident has highlighted the inherent risk associated with mountainous regions. Intense rains and thunderstorms inundated numerous streets in New Mexico. In the downtown area, several intersections were submerged. The fire officials reported receiving 100 service calls following the onset of the storm. City officials noted that some pumping stations reached capacity as the flooding intensified in New Mexico. Roads and railway lines were submerged in Switzerland's Valais region as melting snow compounded violent thunderstorms. Flooding and mudslides hit Italy's Cogne in Ville d'Aosta, where around 200 people had to be evacuated by helicopter. Sicilians and tourists braced a new heat wave on Sunday as temperatures hit 40 degrees Celsius on the island. The authorities issued orange alert for 17 cities, including Sicily's Catania and Palermo. Persistent torrential rain in southwestern China has caused deadly floods and landslides, submerging farmlands and trapping residents in their homes. Pacific waters froze along the southern Chilean city of Porvenir. This rare incident used to be common decades ago, but now not in recent years. Residents of towns located in the central Chilean were evacuated from their homes after seasonal snowstorms hit the area. Barbados braced destruction as Hurricane Beryl barreled across the Atlantic Ocean towards the Caribbean's Windward Islands. Hurricane is expected to bring life-threatening winds. Hurricane Beryl's eyeball is projected to hit between St. Vincent and Grenadines and Grenada, bringing with it catastrophic winds estimated at 130 miles per hour. Madrid's LGBTQ community held a parade to raise awareness about animal cruelty. In a parade titled Feathers and Paws, hundreds of people gathered at Pedro's Rolo Square. The population of the once extinct indigenous Milu deer has reached 8,216 after another productive birthing season in the Dafang Milu National Nature Reserve in East China's Jiangsu province, which is the world's largest of its kind. Giant pandas enjoyed a special treat of fruit and vegetable kebabs at a conservation center in southwest China. The playful pandas captivated viewers with their antics. The 8th China-Eurasia Expo concluded in northwest China. At the expo, more than 360 cooperation projects were signed. This year's Open Day at Macau Water's Yahaverte water treatment plant started today, aiming to promote water conservation to the community. High Commission of India in Dhaka launched a tree plantation campaign called One Tree for Mother in Bangladesh. The High Commissioner of India to Bangladesh jointly launched the campaign by planting a sapling. As Germany hosts Euro 2024, Vietnamese dishes attract international tourists in Germany. Germany is home to the largest population of Vietnamese expats in Europe. Nepal is observing the 21st National Paddy Day. Farmers gathered at their fields to plant paddy saplings with great enthusiasm and enjoyed yogurt and beaten rice as a special dish for the day. Japan's Emperor Naruhito and Empress Masako planted a cherry tree at Merton College during their trip to Oxford. The 64-year-old emperor attended Oxford's Merton College in 1983-1986 batch. The Japanese Emperor and Empress are in the United Kingdom to celebrate the long ties between the two royal families and to demonstrate the deep relationship between the two countries. China has introduced robot guide dog aimed to improve independence for visually impaired people. Robot dog is roughly the size of an English bulldog but a bit wider. The robot dog, which is currently being field tested, is able to navigate its physical environment via cameras and sensors, including recognizing traffic light signals as well. The ancient city of Hoi An in Vietnam's central Quang Nam province has topped the list of the best value destinations worldwide, according to a UK Post Office study. The leader of Britain's Liberal Democrat Party, Ed Davey, continued his election campaign theme of eye-catching stunts with a bungee jump at a football ground in southern England. Democrat Davey shouted, "Vote Liberal Democrat, do something you've never done before, take a risk, take the plunge you know you want to," as he twisted on the bungee cord. Hong Kong leader John Lee announced that China was gifting the former British colony a pair of giant pandas as the city marked 27 years since its return to Chinese rule. Principal investigator of the French payload project on board Chang'e's 6th lunar mission, Pierre-Louis Messier, gave a poetic tribute to the mission by reciting Moon Poem. After more than a decade of superheroes saving the world on the movie screen, American actor Eddie Murphy returns as Axel Foley in action comedy called Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F. Indian film Kalki 2898 AD that released in theatres last week has been minting money across the globe. The multilingual 3D spectacle has entered the rupee 5,000 million club within 4 days of its global release. Produced by Indian music maestro A.R. Rahman, film Head Hunting to Beat Boxing is set to get its grand world premiere at the prestigious Indian Film Festival of Melbourne 2024. A Bollywood musical romance Auro Mein Kaha Dam Tha set between year 2002 and 2023, starring Indian actors Ajay Devgan, Tabu and Jimmy Shergill in prominent roles, is set to release on the 5th of July this year. Recently at an auction, the cover art of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, which was the first book by author J.K. Rowling in the series, was sold at a record price of $1.9 million. It was an electric red carpet on Sunday as some of the biggest names in music and films graced the red carpet to celebrate the 2024 BET Awards in Los Angeles, California. Attendees included Will Smith, Megan Thee Stallion, Lauryn Hill and Ice Spice. Will Smith performed a new song live at the BET Awards 2024 on Sunday. Smith's performance featured the debut of a new single called You Can Make It. Taiwan's rap artist MC Hot Dog and Korean-born Taiwanese songwriter Shi was named the best male and female singers in the Golden Melody Awards. Stevie Nicks, Kylie Minogue and Robbie Williams are among the singers set to perform at this year's British Summertime Festival, which opened in London's Hyde Park on Friday. American actress Sigourney Weaver will be honoured with this year's Venice Film Festival Golden Lion for Lifetime Achievement Award. The 81st Venice Film Festival is slated to run from 28th of August. Spectators enjoy the colourful performances of the Brazilian Boi Pumba festival that celebrates the culture of Amazon state in the city of Parintins. The Singapore Chess Federation has won the bid to host the FIDE World Championship Match 2024. The match will feature the defending champion Ding Liren from China and challenger D. Gukesh from India. Belgium to lock horns with France in a high-profile round of 16 clash in Euro 2024. Both the teams have excellent players in their ranks and will want to win this game. Portugal will take on Slovenia in UEFA round of 16 on Monday with a place in the quarter-final up for grabs. England narrowly avoided an exit from Euro by defeating Slovakia by 2-1 in extra time, thanks to a late equaliser from Bellingham. Spain advanced to the quarter-finals of Euro 2024, defeating Georgia by 4-1, securing a match against host Germany in last 8. Ecuador secured a place in the Copa America quarter-finals on Sunday after grinding out a 0-0 draw with Mexico. Venezuela hammered Jamaica by 3-0 in Texas to seal spot in Group B and set up a Copa America quarter-final round with Canada. BCCI on Sunday announced a prize money of 125 whopping crore rupees for the Indian men's T20 World Cup winning team. Third Grand Slam of the year, Wimbledon kicks off in London today with plenty of big names in action. Men's world number 1 Yannick Sinner opens his campaign against German Yannick Hanfmann later. An Indian athlete dazzled in Olympic attire during ceremonial send-off by Indian Olympic Association. And with this, it's a wrap here on Express News for now, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. So don't go anywhere, keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates from the country and the world. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.